We're gonna get going in just a minute, but I do have one request, actually a couple of them. Number one, let's make sure we're all on mute. I'll give everyone a chance to ask questions that they might have. But secondly, when you type the questions in the chat box, they're a little bit tough to follow. So just hang on to it. If it's something that needs to be addressed immediately, then use the button on the bottom of the screen that says reactions and use the raise hand feature. And that'll bring you up to the top of the screen and we'll be able to find you and we'll answer something that needs to be addressed immediately. But other than that, just give us about a minute and we'll get going. Go ahead and mute it. All right, so let's get started. Again, welcome to Baker to Vegas 2022. We finally got here. We're going to put on a race. I'm really excited about that. My name is Rick Santos. I am the coordinator for 2022, and I'm going to make a few other introductions of folks, and I don't see them on the screen, but they are people that you need to know. First of all, the LAPRAC president is Mr. Ruben Gonzalez. The chair of Baker to Vegas, the boss, is Amanda Langford. She is the chair of the committee that puts on the race. And our general manager, whom you'll have interactions with from time to time, is Ruben Crane. He's the general manager, as I said, for LAPRAC. So let's start with some sponsor information initially. So I want to say thank you to our title sponsor, the Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. And Daniel, I believe you're on the call here, and Daniel is going to take a couple minutes and address you guys. Again, this is Daniel from Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union, and they are the title sponsor of our race. So Daniel, the floor is yours, sir.
Thank you, Rick. My name is Daniel Sines, Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union. As Rick just mentioned, very privileged again to be your title sponsor of the 2022 race. Just wanted to let our teams know that we've previously sponsored, that we'll be open to sponsoring you again for this race. So make sure you reach out to your coordinators that you've worked with before, get your sponsorship letters together, and make sure you send those through. We're going to start processing those sponsorships at the beginning of the year. If you do not have a coordinator, I'm going to give you my email address. You can write this down. It's going to be D as in Daniel, last name is Sines, that's S as in Sam, A as in Apple, E as in Edward, N as in Nancy, Z as in Zebra, at lapfcu.org. Or you can just reach out to Rick Santos or Ruben Crane with LAPRAC, and they'll put you in touch with us. Any other teams within LA County that we haven't sponsored yet, any new teams within LA County, and by LA County, I mean the municipal police agency within LA County that we haven't sponsored yet and you're looking for sponsorship, go ahead and reach out to me as well. We are always looking for new teams to sponsor. We also just wanted to put this out in there, you know, in the universe. If you guys are having any fundraising events, you're having any events at the station or anywhere else for that matter, and you want to invite us, we'd love to come. We'd love to set up a table, set up a booth, got a bunch of freebies, and we can even help you guys with raffle items. We can even possibly offset a barbecue, something like that, because we know raising money is a huge thing for your teams. A lot of costs are incurred. So we love to help you out, not just by sponsoring LapRack to put this thing on, but actually on an individual team basis. So once again, feel free to reach out to myself or anybody else on my team that you may already be in contact with, or Rick or Ruben with LapRack, and we'd love to coordinate something with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate that. And again, thank you to the Los Angeles Police Federal Credit Union for being our title sponsor. Next person who's going to speak is Mr. Mark Abrams. He is the owner and operator of Mobile Relay Associates. They are also a contributor, a sponsor of our race. So Mark, I believe you're on the call here. If you can.
Yeah, thank you. I just wanted to say this is like the fourth or fifth year that we've been sponsoring the race. We're the only ones that have a communication network that talks all the way across the race course and provides almost 100% communication. So we're going to be doing it again this year. Since the race was canceled for the last 2 years, some of the people elected to get refunds. Some of the people elected to just leave the money with us. Everybody either got 100% refund or is getting 100% credit towards this race. We kept the prices the same. And if you have any questions about us, here is our website address right here. It's mra-raycom.com/B2V. There is a page specifically on our website that deals with the Baker to Vegas race. And it's got a showing of all the equipment and everything that we do to support the race. So if you got any questions, please call us. We're here to help. And thank you very much for having your trust in us.
Mark, thank you very much. Appreciate the continued support. One group that is not on with us, but I wanted to share the information because they are sponsors of the race, but they also provide an opportunity for fundraising. So for those teams who are looking to fundraise, there's a group called National Life Group. It's chaired by Javier Rodriguez. His phone number, his contact information is area code 562-237-3683. And what Javier's group does is they'll come out and they'll help you put on a barbecue and help you raise some funds. I'm sure some of the teams in the past have used them. So don't be hesitant to reach out. Again, his name's Javier Rodriguez. And the number is 562-237-3683. So that's all for the sponsorship information for now. Let's move on to the race. So hopefully all of your calendars are marked. April 9th and 10th of 2022 is the race date. The finish line in the host hotel is the Rio. And I wanted to show you guys real quickly. Ruben Crane's here helping me. He's going to share the screen with you, and he's going to take us onto our website, which is bakervegas.net. So give us 1 second. And on that website, I want you guys to take a look and see how to go about booking your rooms. And I bring this up because every year teams will reach out well past the point when we've sold out all of our rooms and asking, hey, is there anything that we can do? And unfortunately, there isn't. So I encourage you to book your rooms and book your rooms early. And Ruben's showing you the drop-down screen or drop-down menu where it is located. And by simply clicking on there, it'll take you into the direct page for our rooms at the Rio for Baker to Vegas 2022. So I just want to show that to you guys, make sure that everyone understood. It's very important that all of you who wish to stay at the Rio do it quickly, sooner rather than later. Reason being, like I said, is we do anticipate selling out. So thank you, Ruben, for that. A couple of housekeeping items. I'm sorry, I'm not even sure if I mentioned this or not already. We ran a couple of different meetings today. If you have questions, hang on to them till the end. and we'll address any questions. So just hang tight. Don't type them in the chat box because they may get lost. Just write them down and we'll make sure that we address them. Let's talk about registration. The entry fee for 2022 is $2,200. The check can be made out to LAPRAC. The hope was that we'd be able to pay it through our new registration system. However, that portion of the system is not yet ready. So we are going to go with the traditional ways of paying that we've done in the past, and that's either through check made out to LAPRAC. And if you do write a check, please, in the memo portion of the check, please include the control number. I sent most, if not all of you, a list with all the control numbers. And I say most, if not all, because I'm working off of a couple of different lists. So if you have your control number, if you have that list and you have your control number, please go ahead and write it down in that memo portion of the check. If you don't, just write down the agency that you're with. So that way we can go back, reference our list, and try and fill that out. The address to send the check to is P.O. Box 861148. Again, that's P.O. Box 861148, Los Angeles 90086. All checks will be mailed to that address. And again, make the check payable to LAPRAC, LAPRAAC. In the event that you want to pay via credit card, you can call the office at area code 213-221-5222. Again, that's 213-221-5222. Enter extension 223, and that's going to put you in contact with Miss Marie Hernandez. Marie's going to take all payments for us. So any payment related questions, so even if you're not paying by check, jot that number down. So that way, if you do have payment related questions, you can reach out to Marie directly. Because even if you email me, I don't have those answers. I'm going to go directly to Marie. So she has everything. I do want to point out in regards to our sworn volunteers, the same rule is going to apply as it has in the past. And what that is the sooner you get your payment in, the sooner your sworn volunteer gets to choose their position. Now, what that means for the newer ones who weren't on the last meeting is if you register immediately, but you choose not to pay until whatever the last day is, your sworn volunteer will get whatever's left in regards to assignments. So the sooner you get to pay, the more desirable position your sworn volunteer will get. I am happy to announce, to our knowledge, there is zero construction on the race course for 2022. So we did have somebody go out, excuse me, because I keep looking, people are texting me and emailing me about the race. So in regards to that, we have checked checked with Nevada Department of Transportation, and they have assured us as of right now, there is no construction set for 2022. So the race course is going to go back to the old course. We will start, and sorry, I believe that was 2017, maybe 16 or 17 would be back to where we were. There's, with the exception of, as Ruben Crane just pointed out to me, with the exception of Lake 20. Lake 20 obviously is new because we have a different finish line. The website, okay, where to begin? Well, most of you, if not all, again, have received a link from me. If you are clicking on the link and it says race code does not exist, you're using an earlier link that I sent. We tried this on Friday. We ran into some hiccups, as you guys know. Over the weekend, people were reaching out to me individually. I was able to fix some things and send them out. On Monday, I believe it was, I sent out new codes. Those codes that I sent out on Monday should be working for you. And if you are completely lost at this point and don't know which code is which, no problem. Do as others have done and just reach out to me, and I will go back in, regenerate a code, and send it to you. Please understand this in regards to email addresses, because I'm getting this comment all the time is, hey, I can't find it, I'm not getting it. So if you're using your agency email addresses, that's entirely up to you. I'm not going to tell you that you can't, but just understand this. For whatever reason, when the email comes from our website, agencies are having a hard time receiving it. Check your junk. If it's not in there, your agency has blacklisted us when it comes from our website. You have an option. You have two options actually. The first one is you can go to your IT person and say, hey, can you just take laprac.com off of the ban list and make sure that I can receive their emails? Or you can use your personal email address. I have had zero problems with people receiving the links once they use their personal email addresses. So please know that there's nothing I can do about it on our end. I can't change that at all. Just know that people who are using their agencies' email addresses even after I send them, are continually coming back to me saying, hey, I haven't received it. There's nothing I can do. As you register, do not worry about the control number that's listed on the website. That I'm going to go back in and I'm going to change. Do not worry about the team number either. I understand how important those team numbers are to everybody. Everybody's worked really hard to try and lower those team numbers through the years. I am going to go back in later on once we get some teams registered and I get through this process and put back in the proper numbers. So just bear with us. It's a little bit of a challenge. New system, new coordinator, no playbook. So just bear with us. We're doing the best we can, and we'll get it all straight, I promise. Some of the questions that are coming up as people are registering is team captains are reaching out to me and saying, hey, I'm not sure if I'm registering as a team captain or as a runner because it's asking me all these questions. I'm only sending out team captain registration. So you are registering as a team captain. The system was designed while getting designed is asking all of these questions. Later on, it might be tweaked, but right now it's not. It is what it is, as this saying goes. And those are questions that you will go through and you can answer. Your runners will get a shorter version of that. So they'll get the waiver, and they'll get the waiver for the race as well as the medical information. And the reason why we did that is we're actually trying to make it easier for team captains, believe it or not. So you won't have to go through and turn in a bunch of waivers on that Friday night. It's all going to be taken care of electronically. We'll have all that information. When your runner goes to register at their leg on either Saturday or Sunday, they're just going to take their ID and they're going to be given both bibs. They won't have to get one bib, go fill out the information, and then come back, wait in line and get their second bib. They'll be given both bibs because we'll already have that information in our system, the medical stuff. So that was the thought process behind it. We are trying to make your jobs easier. Runner registration. We're not going to do this just yet, just because I want to make sure that we're registered first, and it's pretty early anyways. So I think we're safe. But eventually what you're going to do as a team captain is you're going to go back into the system and you're going to send an invite. Just like I sent the invite to you guys, you're going to send invites to your runners. This is important. Just like those links were specific to you, those links are going to be specific to your runners. So all your runners are going to give you their email addresses. You're going to put them in. You can put them all in at once. Doesn't matter. You don't have to do them individually, and just shoot them out a blast. And they'll all have the ability to jump in, follow that link, answer those questions. The waiver will be done. Their medical information will be done. And you'll now have on there, on your website, on your page, you'll now have all of your runners on there. We're going to pull up the coordinator's site. So it's going to look a little bit differently, but that's what you guys should be seeing, something similar. And you're eventually going to be able to go in. If you go to the dashboard, Ruben, I'd appreciate it. So on the dashboard, you're gonna be able to see how many teams are in each category. And then, like I said, eventually you'll be able to go in and you'll be able to manipulate your runners and assign them their legs. So how we used to go in and you would do a runner registration, it's all going to be done on this site. So instead of Friday night bringing me a run plan and bringing me the waiver, you're just going to come and check in, and we're going to hand you the bibs, the catcher and alternate runner bibs. Everything else is going to be electronic. There's no need for you to bring a finalized plan because as it stands right now, because we'll have all that information already. Okay, so that's how it's going to work for now. Let's see. All right, and again, don't worry about getting into that system and messing around with it a little bit. Not everything is operational and functional right now. We understand that. Eventually it will be. Just give us a little bit of time, but you're not going to mess anything up, and anything that you do delete, you can put back in. So don't sweat that. So the question came up with one of the team captains yesterday. Hey, I didn't bookmark it, so I'm trying to get back in, and the mistake was made of trying to get back on using the link that I sent you. That's not going to work. All right. So if you haven't bookmarked the registration page and want to get back in, you have to type in the following information. I know it sounds a little crazy, but this is how it, for whatever reason, this is how it works. And this is beyond my pay grade. I don't understand all the electronic side of it, but it's https //registration.bakervegas.net. That's https://registration.bakervegas.net. And then you'll be able to put in your login credentials from there. And that's just your username, which was your email address, and the password that you chose.
We're also going to update the bakervegas.net website to have a link, so you won't have to type that in. But if you want to do it before that gets done later on today or tomorrow morning, then that's what.
Okay, so also one of the questions that I'm getting are COVID concerns. So in regards to COVID, as far as, and I just spoke with the board or membership of the board yesterday, there is no mandate, vaccine mandate at all on the side of the board and to participate in the race. Okay, so the board has made that decision. They're not mandating the vaccine or anything like that, or proof of negative test or anything. That's on you. But we will have COVID protocols put into place at each station to protect our volunteers, as well as if you're transported. So each ambulance will have to go through the cleaning process and through the protocols that are put in place by our medical team. So our medical team will make sure that all that is put into place, and we'll have that posted so that way everybody knows at the check-in sites what to do, what not to do. Remember, the bulk of our volunteers are not sworn. They're not law enforcement related. They're just good folks who are coming out and supporting us and supporting our race. So we'll just be respectful of them and their wishes.
Rick, can I just clarify
Yes.
something on that real quick? So the board is not going to create a COVID mandate. They will, however, comply and enforce any COVID requirements by any municipality that puts those into place.
Correct.
If that makes sense.
So we do run through 4 different counties. To my knowledge, right now, there is no mandate within those counties. We are running through 2 different states. But also what comes into play is the hotel. So in regards to COVID, whatever the policies of the Rio are at that time, not necessarily today, because that can change between now and in April. Those are the policies in which we would have to abide by. So that really comes into play if you're staying at the Rio, but my guess is no matter where you stay in Vegas, it's going to be the same across the board. But it also comes into play at the finish line and at the award ceremony. So those are the only COVID restrictions that are in place. There aren't any created by the board itself. We are just abiding by whatever is in play within those counties. That's the bulk of it. I try and give you guys updates every couple of weeks or so. Soon those will be video updates, you know, a little bit shorter in nature, so that way these meetings can stay short, and you guys, more importantly, have updated information. Anything comes out, I'm gonna let you guys know, try and let you guys know immediately. With that being said, I will start to take questions. No questions. Either no questions, or everyone's afraid to ask, or don't know what to ask, or I'm just awesome and answered everything.
Hey, Rick, can you give that that number for Marie again, please?
Yes, Marie's number is area code 213-221-5222. And that's extension 223. Anybody else have anything?
Someone's posted in the chat. When will the official legs be posted on the website?
So the official legs, I'm assuming you're asking, hey, the maps that we've had in the past, the description of the legs, the length, and all difficulties. That will work on. We have most of them, like I said, because we're going back to the old course. The one that comes out that's new is leg 20, so we'll work on that one. I'll try and get the other ones downloaded or uploaded onto the new site. Give me a little bit of time to work on those.
People are going through the chat. If they can, please,
If you guys can just raise your hand or just unmute yourself and ask versus going through the chat, makes it a little bit easier, guys.
So leg 3 is gonna go back to 8.3 miles again?
No. So before construction, leg 3 was still cut. Because remember, we made the longer leg on the back half, the 10.71. So 4 will still be Ibex Pass, so the 5.5, and leg 3 will be the what is it?
5.4?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any chance that we could have Maria's email address?
It's mhernandez@laprac.com. That's M as in Mary, Hernandez@laprac.com.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. If you send Marie something regarding Baker to Vegas, please put that in the subject line so that way she knows what it's regarding.
Hey, Rick, are you guys also accepting cashier checks at the office or just via mail?
Yes, yes, you can hand deliver the check if cashier's check if you want. That's fine.
Okay,
No problem at all.
I saw in the chat that somebody was asking to confirm if there's a $66 fee for using a credit card for the registration fee. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. There is a processing fee that's charged by the credit card companies that LAPRAC does charge. But again, that's coming from the credit card companies.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
A quick question regarding invitational teams.
Sure.
Because looking at 2019, almost half the teams entered into your race were in an invitational category.
Raj?
Now those teams aren't allowed to win the race, even if they go out and run their best race.
That's not true, but you can still win the race. Yes.
Oh, but you can't win the buckles and be
Correct.
the Baker to Vegas champion.
You cannot win the buckles. Correct. And the reasoning behind it, and you and I have had this conversation in the past, Eric, is the reasoning behind it is because of the history of the race and why it was put into existence to begin with. And, you know, you know, I don't work patrol anymore, and I don't pretend to know what it's like to be a patrol copper who's pushing a black and white on a daily basis. So really in the spirit of the of the race and how it was intended was, hey, the day-to-day cop who is pushing the black and white, who is training the best they can around their schedule, that's the ones who are going to win the buckle. And that's the way it was set up. And that's the decision.
It's supposed to be here, but I can't find it.
So that's the reasoning behind it. But again, you can still win the race. And it's not as though, you can't win the race. You can still wear the number 1 the following year. It just won't come with the buckles. Okay, who do we got? We got from Slow. Jesse, talk to me.
I'm sorry, I didn't unraise my hand. You have
No problem.
Thanks, Rick. Thank you.
Heather, what do we got?
Just another quick COVID question. If for some reason at the last minute, when we get closer to race day, there's more stringent COVID things put into place and our team can't race, will we be able to get a refund like we did last year?
So here's the deal, and I understand your concern, and I appreciate your concern. If obviously if the race gets canceled, then yes, the board will make their decision. But if the restrictions get put on and you're unable to travel, and we're further down the line, there is a cost that's involved with putting together the race. And the board will take all of that information into consideration, as all the restrictions, all the costs that were involved, everything that you've had to go through, and they will make the decision based on that. Because I can't answer for the board. That decision is not up to me. That decision comes directly from the board. So it's being on. I was on the board for several years. I do know that they understand and are understanding people and get what everyone's trying to do and the spirit behind it, but they also understand that there is a cost involved. I can't tell you exactly how that would play out. I wish I could, but I can't. David, talk to me.
You bet. Hi from Canada. So I guess just in the vein of that questioning, if it's international travel and that's banned, obviously we have consideration around what that looks like. We're all jacked coming down again after our first year in 2019, and should our countries or our country decide we can't travel internationally, we'd be looking at that same kind of consideration.
Sure, absolutely, and I understand that, and I'm sure the board will as well. The international side is difficult. It's gosh, more so than any of us traveling domestically. There are concerns. We do understand. I will put together a refund schedule and post that within the next few days. But yeah, everything's got to run through it. I'm hoping and crossing my fingers that we don't get to that point, but if it does, then yes, everything will run through the committee.
Oh, same with us. It was fantastic as our first time doing it in 2019, and yeah, we want to be there. So yeah, thanks for everything and the information here today.
Absolutely, we'd love to have you guys back.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to clarify my last comment. When I said it was a department-specific restriction and that would have consideration, what I meant was that most likely in that event, we would not provide an entire refund. We may consider a partial, but we would not do an entire refund, as that was your department that's made that decision, not anything that affected the race.
Other questions? All right, folks. I thank you guys all for your time. I truly thank you for your patience. It's been a little bit bumpy of a start, but anytime we try something new, there's going to be a couple of dips along the way. But I'm greatly assured by others that we will get through this, and I know we will get through this, and we will make 2022 a lot of fun. So I look forward to hearing from you guys. I'm sure I saw something else pop up. If you have any questions, you guys have my contact information. And if not, then I will see you at the next meeting. Take care, guys.